When I talk about self-interest, we would focus on economic self-interest. Somebody would say, what do you mean by self-interest? Of course, self-interest is when somebody is self-centered. Somebody wants something for themselves. Somebody think about themselves first. This same self-interest can be utilized and can be pursued in such a manner that it is harmonious to the interests of society. Ladies and gentlemen, there are two types of self-interest: antagonistic self-interest and harmonious self-interest. When you take a look at these two, the first self-interest, antagonistic self-interest, is a self-interest that somebody pursues in such a manner that they do not really care how many people die while they try to achieve what they are going for. They do not care what harm they do to society while they try to achieve that self-interest. And with harmonious self-interest, my friends, is when self-interest is pursued in such a manner that it unintentionally benefits the whole of society. Unfortunately, the self-interest that we seem to have here, the antagonistic self-interest that is pursued in our society, seems to supersede the harmonious self-interest that is pursued in our society. So we have both. It's just that the pursuit of antagonistic self-interest supersedes that of harmonious self-interest. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to find a way to encourage harmonious self-interest. We have to find a way to help our kids pursue harmonious self-interest. Our society in general have to cultivate it, have to promote it, and have to encourage it. And when we do this, our society would change, and we would be in the position to enjoy the political freedom that our forefathers gave to us. When we come back, I will be talking about the two different types of self-interest and why, by pursuing one, our society gets better. That is what is done in other countries. That is what is being pursued. We have it. It is our natural, it's our nature. It's a natural part of us. And we need to tap that to make us a better society, to create a better environment for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back after the break, we would explore these two types of self-interest.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about antagonistic self-interest or the pursuit of self-interest in an antagonistic manner, we are talking about people pursuing their self-interest in such a manner that they don't care how many people die while they achieve what they want or what harm they do to society as they pursue their self-interest. For example, when there's a contractor who pays a bribe to get a contract to pave a road, and instead of putting a few layers on the road, this contractor decides to put one layer in order to recoup the bribe that he gave in getting the contract, or in order to make as much profit as possible. A year or so later, the layer is washed off. Potholes are in the road. This creates accidents, damages people's cars, creates or causes deaths in the society. The contractor did not construct that road and put one layer on with the intention of killing people. That contractor wanted to recoup their bribe money and make as much profit as possible. But in pursuing that self-interest, they unintentionally killed people. That is antagonistic self-interest. With harmonious self-interest, it's when people pursue their self-interest in such a manner that they unintentionally benefit society. Ladies and gentlemen, this credit to Adam Smith is what is working and making others develop. Harmonious self-interests, for example, is when somebody builds a clinic in your neighborhood. They don't locate their clinic there because they are in love with you. Neither do they locate their clinic there because they love the people in that neighborhood. They locate the clinic there because they believe that that is a place where they would make as much profit as possible. But by locating their clinic there, when you or any other person in that neighborhood is not well and needs to see a doctor, that person does not have to travel 500 miles away, a process in which they might not even get to see a doctor and might end up dead. But that person has to walk only a few blocks and they'll be able to see a doctor and get cured. Ladies and gentlemen, that is harmonious self-interest. That is self-interest that is pursued in such a manner that it benefits society in general. That is the self-interest that we need as a people to cultivate. That is the self-interest that we need to encourage. That is a self-interest that we need to promote. What we have now is a situation in which the pursuit of self-interest in an antagonistic manner seems to supersede the pursuit of self-interest in a harmonious manner. With antagonistic self-interest, when you look around you, you'll find different forms of pursuit of self-interest in an antagonistic manner. That is what has created the deplorable conditions in which we find ourselves today. That is what is preventing us from enjoying the political freedoms that our forefathers won for us. And when you look around you, you'd also see harmonious self-interest. Ladies and gentlemen, this harmonious self-interest, if we encourage it, if it completely supersedes the antagonistic self-interest that we have, we will have a better society. We will be in the position to enjoy the political freedom that our forefathers so dearly fought and left for us. Ladies and gentlemen, self-interest is the key. Self-interest is part of our nature as human beings. When we tap that self-interest and it is promoted in a harmonious manner, it will solve, or it would help us, I believe, solve the problems we face today. But when we continue to pursue antagonistic self-interest, no matter what organizations come into our country to establish, the United Nations, the NGOs, all sorts of organizations we have today in our society, they've been here for years. Things continue to be difficult. We are not developing fundamentally. We probably would see aesthetic developments every now and then. A nice building here or a nice building there. But majority of the people live in deplorable conditions. Majority of our people suffer. There is no trust amongst us. Ladies and gentlemen, it is all underpinned by the pursuit, or by our pursuit, of our self-interest. When we try to shift this course into a harmonious pursuit, we would see vast differences that would occur. We would see vast changes, positive changes that would occur. And we'll put ourselves in that great position where we want to be, or where we ought to be. As we go on through this series, ladies and gentlemen, we would cover many topics. We would cover local government. We would also cover the law, job creation, revenue collection, education. All these aspects of our lives, within them are embedded the pursuit of our self-interest. And so we have to realize that when we continue to pursue our self-interest in an antagonistic manner, it will affect all these areas of our lives as a society. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something we need to bear in mind. This is something we need to think about every day, because it is part of us. This is something we need to change. This is something that would change our society, and our kids would just stop streaming across the borders, finding visas to nowhere, getting tickets to nowhere, all in the pursuit of escaping the political freedoms that they have at home to enjoy economic freedoms elsewhere.